This is a short introduction to some basic concepts in Python. Python is a scripting language that has a whole host of uses. I use Python quite often in my work. It's used for everything from gaming to security testing. But before we can really start to use Python, we have to understand the basics of the language. So I'm going to talk right now about some very basic building blocks. What you see in front of you is my Codio Playground. Now all of you have a Codio Playground that you can use. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write some code, talk about it, and run that code and let you see when things go right, but also let you see when things go wrong. So first of all, what I see here is on the left hand side in my playground I have a file tree, and here it says your code goes here is my Python file. Now I have titled this Python file variables.py. That's because most of what I'm going to talk about in this short video is variables. Or, okay, what is a variable? How do you use a variable in Python? So I'm going to start by typing in a word, okay? And I'm going to call that word myvar. Now, myvar is just that. It's just a word. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do anything. It's just letters to Python. There is nothing there that tells Python what to do with myvar. And in fact, if I run this just like this, I'm going to get an error. So I'm going to run the current code. That's all you do. And it says, wait a minute, whoa, what happened here? If you look at what's going on here, it tells you that I have this problem. If you see the word traceback, you know you have a problem in Python. And it's telling me that at line 1, it has name error, name myvar is not defined. That's because even though it's typed in here, Python doesn't know what to do with it. Until Python knows what to do with something, it's going to assume you did something wrong. So, what do I do with myvar? Well, what variables are used for in Python is to hold information, to hold pieces of data. So, the way we tell Python that a word is holding a piece of data is we use the equal sign. So I'm going to say myvar, and in this case I'm just going to use a number, equal 10. Now, what I've told Python is, and I'll type it down here in a comment. Another basic building block of Python is a comment. A comment always starts with a pound. I'm going to say, what I've told Python is, the variable named myvar holds the value 10. That's exactly what this one line does in Python. And if I run the current again, and there's how I'm going to do it, I'm going to say Python variables, let me type this right, .py. And when I run it, I don't get an error again. I don't get this traceback. Now I don't get anything out to the screen, but I didn't get an error. And because I did not get an error, I know that syntactically or from a Python recognition standpoint, I didn't do anything wrong. And that's great. Now I want to see something to the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a special function in Python that we're going to use a lot, and it's called print. And I'm going to print myvar. Okay? Print is just something that Python gives us that says you can print this out to your screen. That's what print is going to do. And what I'm printing is the variable myvar. Actually, what I'm printing is, what I'm telling Python is print the value contained in myvar. The variable named myvar. That's what this line of code is doing. It's printing the value it's telling Python to print the value of the contained in the variable named myvar. So if I go here and I run the code again, lo and behold, the number 10 prints out. Well, the number 10 prints out because that's what the value of myvar is. So here I have set myvar equal to 10, and here I have told Python to print the value of myvar. What if I want to change the value of myvar to another number? Let's say I want to change it to 42. What do we think is going to print out to the console? Well, let's take a look. When I run Python variables.py again, I get 42. And that's because the value of myvar in my script has been changed to 42. The name hasn't changed. The name is still myvar, but the value has changed, and the value is now 42. So that's a short introduction to a basic building block of Python called variables.